Hello and welcome to February 3rd, where we're covering Exodus 23, 24, and 25. These chapters really cover three different topics, and so we're going to cover a wide variety of things today. But primarily, they focus on a bunch of different laws for the different feast days. Then they also talk about some covenantal language and Israel actually entering into a covenant with God, as well as then instruction on how to build the tabernacle. And, well, that'll be a lot of what's in the rest of the book. What's key to take away here is that times are changing and that God is starting to, be interested in living among his people, not just looking at them, but actually living down there with them. And so they've got to follow a few specific laws to make that feasible for him to do. Now, if you're more interested in a specific breakdown of what's in each individual chapter, chapter 3 covers laws about some honesty and other related topics like that, before diving into the idea of Sabbath days and what you do for Sabbaths, what you do for various different festivals that Israel has. Then they talk about some different practices that you should avoid, some things that you should do, how to be faithful to God and how to not, and maybe some things that you should, kick out of your life to be faithful to the Lord. Then you switch over to chapter 24. Chapter 24 really is a ceremonial type of activity where the people of Israel sign the covenant with God and they, enter into an actual relationship. They agree that they will follow. They agree that God is their leader. They agree that they'll listen to him. We'll see that fall apart later on, but for now it sounds very nice, and for now they're nice and committed. And so based on that proposal, God opens chapter 25, and he starts instructing Israel on how to build the tabernacle. What are the dimensions of the tabernacle, the house of God? How do you put together the Ark of the Covenant? That's where God's going to sit. That's his throne. How do you put together the table of showbread, I do believe? That's going to be a key part of what's in the tabernacle. How do you put together the lampstand? Well, we're going to cover many of these aspects in future chapters, but they start here. As soon as Israel agrees to work with God, God wants to live with them. God wants to work with them, and so he's there trying to establish a home for himself. Of course, we're going to see that get furthered, and we're going to see that get, taken away from as Israel commits somewhat to it and also kind of walks away from it. But that's a story for a different day and a story for the rest of the book. And we'll start talking about some more of that tomorrow, February 4th, where we're going to be reading Exodus 26 through 28. I'll see you there.